Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome back to the channel, where if you've been following along, we've been listening to different dance albums throughout the month of December for what I'm calling Dance December. Last time we checked out was D-Light's album World Click, and then we had the holidays, so I took a little bit of a break, but now we're back, and today we're going to be checking out LCD's Soundsystem's 2007 record, Sound of Silver. Now, as you can see down here, I actually was just listening to their song Dance Yourself Clean, a song of theirs that I was already a fan of and I think is pretty much perfect. It is a perfect song, actually. I would say that strongly. And that album itself, This Is Happening, is also quite fantastic. But other than that album, I have never checked out or even heard any other song in their discography. The rest here is fresh for me. So Sound of Silver is their most, I would say, acclaimed album. It is the one that people recommend the most of their 4 LPs. And with 9 tracks and 56 minutes, some of these do get pretty lengthy, which I am certainly stoked for, because when it comes to dance music, sometimes the longer the better. But let's just get into it. Kicking it off, opening track here, Get Innocuous. Very slow start, very steady, but you can hear something rising there in the background. Oh my goodness, this buildup is very gradual. I love how it just continues to ramp up. Oh, sliding right into the pocket here. Man, this one is funky and smooth with it. Very hypnotic. Got kind of like a cyberpunk finish on this one. It feels like something that would fit right in with like something like Akira. Vocals remind me of Bowie too, some classic Bowie era. Those vocals very Bowie-ish. It's remind me of one of his 70s LPs. I can't quite place it, but there's something about it. Maybe even Low, which, great record. Or like Heroes era. Really anything from that Berlin time period. I love this main synth line. Very funky. Oh. Whose vocals are these? Is this James Murphy himself here, perhaps? I believe it is Nancy Wang here, coming in. Love the way that synth is kind of fading away there. Getting kind of echoey and distant and tinny. Man, really letting it seep in and grow here. Whoa. Getting squeaky here. Incredible opening track. Funky, fun, really lets the production and instrumental just slowly grow and take over. I love how gradual it was. Great track, honestly, super fun and very Bowie-ish as well. I would say the Berlin era kind of feels like it's showing a bit of influence on this track. Incredible opener. Let's keep it going. Time to Get Away. I love how, punchy and kind of like snappy so far this album feels.
It's time to get away. It's time to get away.
I've always liked his vocals too. I don't think he's like the greatest singer or anything like that, but I think he has a lot of style, which to me feels more honest, feels more real in a sense. Like a lot of great classic punk acts. He's got a very punk flair to his music. This one a lot more kind of stripped back. And definitely more focused on this one with the punk aesthetic.
I would like it automatic. Oh, what? Did you think would happen? Next time, let's talk about it.
Man. Oh, I love that. Those chants, those calls. Not sure what that percussion there is in the background, but it is very zesty and catchy. This one is flourishing now. Man, I didn't even notice how much it sneaks up on you. Just that super catchy. Oh, I thought it was done. This one is... Man, it's got me hooked. I don't want it to end, this one. Really great bass as well. Just kind of plucking away a singular note. Absolutely incredible. Man, that is another banger. Let's keep it going. North American Scum. Oh my god, I love how catchy this is.
Still we think we might die. Far from North America, where the buildings are old and you might have lots of mimes.
What does that even mean? Lots of mimes. Not sure which culture he's referencing there. France, perhaps? I guess. Kind of a silly line.
But if we act all shy, it'll make it okay. It makes it go.
Love how like kind of rustic that sounded. This Nancy again on the vocals? It is. Adding that kind of childlike element. Love how like hard that that crashing cymbal sounds. Pummeled. A lot of like poking fun at the politics, the North American stereotypes. Embracing the ego of Americans, really embracing the kind of ethos that comes with being a overly prideful American. Certainly a sense of satire in it. Oh, a little shout out here. I love that outro. Don't blame the Canadians. Kind of a funny little shout out there. But I want to say, love that track. Really embracing the scumminess, as the title suggests, of the North American sort of system, politics, government, people, you name it. Satirical. It's fun. Lots of fun jabs. Very catchy. A great track. Continuing, we've got the second biggest hit here on the album, 68 million streams. Pretty popular track. Someone Great. It's the name of this one. Don't know if I said it already, but I'll say it again. One thing I love about doing Dance December is we've been listening to a lot of very futuristic, alien-like albums. Feels like a nice leap forward to end the year. And this one fits the bill. This is kind of sweet and very gentle. Love that. Almost like chimes on top. Very pretty. It's a little heartbreak track. Yearning even for the bad times, it would seem. What's going on here? Maybe unfaithfulness, perhaps? Really beautiful production on this LP. A really beautiful track, even though the topic seems to be one of cheating, unfaithfulness. Unless this is about his wife giving birth. Have I been completely wrong this whole time? Oh my goodness. I was completely wrong. Someone Great is written about the death of James Murphy's therapist. Damn. Talk about a twist there. Here I was thinking it was a track of heartbreak, a track of a baby being born, when really it's losing his therapist. Dealing with that grief. Surprisingly beautiful and uplifting atmosphere. A beautiful, gorgeously produced track about grieving, about loss. Thought it was about a heartbreak at first. I guess it would make sense given the themes of loss throughout. I thought it was about infidelity, but it certainly was not. But unfortunately, about the passing of his own therapist and accepting it, it would seem, in the end. Really beautiful, shimmery, gorgeous atmosphere. Let's go into All My Friends, 78 million. This is the key hit from the album, it would seem. By a decent margin, 10 million more than the last track. Just carrying on this piano. I love how a lot of these songs start with just something simple repeating. And then they very slowly add a piece by piece sort of element to it. I like the urgency on this. I love how, like, scary this piano is. Yeah, it's kind of all coming together now with these additional elements and getting drowned out. This was just such a vibe. Feels like a new day with this one. I love how deep that bass is in the background, drowned out in the mix, but it's a nice kind of foundation. Very deep, kind of mirroring the rest of the high pitch of the rest of the song. Seems like a bunch of friends, perhaps, maybe giving into drugs here with this next line. Like a track about good times with friends, nothing to be traded in. Man, I've been saying it, but the scope of these tracks really just develops in a way that you don't pick up on, because hearing this compared to the beginning, pretty stripped back, slowly gradually building, and then we're at like this kind of noisy guitar too over top. Everything is so gradual, and it's to the point where it's like blaring at you. Wow. The urgency of that one. the very rattling, pummeling kind of production that just continually builds reminds me of the band Noi, the krautrock legends that they are, very ambient in focus that they are, and very it has that krautrock sound where everything feels very urgent, very fast paced, and kind of pummeling in tone, and it's kind of beautiful. That feels like this blended with some really strong dance punk elements. That one was good. That one took a lot out of me. I feel like it was just really just grooving with it. It kind of sucks the energy out of you, with just how powerful and swirling it feels as we get towards the end. Here's us versus them. Let's keep it going. The longest track here, 8.5 minutes, which is, I was gonna say the longest, but I guess not. Dance Yourself Clean's still longer. I like that kind of rustic, kind of mutilated guitar. It's funny, despite not being a British artist, sounds very British in his accent, his vocals. Oh, he's calling in the bells. Oh. That drum feels like a gunshot. Oh my god. We're pivoting completely. Again, a strong, fast-paced urgency seems to be pivotal to this record. The tempos are just so direct. Oh. Again, those vocals feeling very, very Berlin, David Bowie-esque inspired. Specifically his record Heroes, I'm thinking it is. It's just strong kind of influence coming through on those vocals. Very disturbed and almost end of the world-ish. Kind of like a place of worship, it would seem. Love the overdubbing vocals. Feels very commanding of a presence. History repeats itself. Is that the theme? Constant division. Maybe a revolution is afoot. Standing up. Oh. Was that a steel pan as well? So rattly and... oh my god. So evocative. Went from us and them to us versus them, huh? Timeless cycle. Oof. Another great track. Not too much to say about it other than, honestly, a great development. Repetitive, maybe. I think that might be one of the most repetitive tracks on here. But the groove is so good. The groove is so tight. Kind of justifies it. Let's go to Watch the Tapes, the shortest track here at just under 4 minutes.
Read all the pamphlets and watch the tapes. Read all the pamphlets.
Remind me of Gang of Four specifically, which we listened to not too long ago on the channel.
Get all confused when you mix up the dates.
Which I'm a big fan of Gang of Four. Entertainment, great album. Check it out on the channel. I recently reacted. Same kind of punchy, anthemic protest.
You say that you hate it, but that's how you made it. You got day jobs into a steady career. We're both high.
Seems like they're having a good time. Seems like drug use is a common theme throughout this album. Kind of losing yourself in it. Oh, love those mirrored vocals. And this part, super stripped back. Oh, huge pivots on this track too. Only 4 minutes, but constant variation. Incredible track. Let's just keep it going. Here's Sound of Silver, title track. Also feels very Brian Eno-esque as well. A lot of influences, very 70s kind of focus. I find Bowie and Eno specifically. I guess that's the Berlin influence. But like this part, straight Eno.
Then you think again. Sound of silver, talk to me. Makes you want to feel like a teenager. Until you remember the feelings of a real live emotional teenager.
I like the humor there. That's certainly true.
Sound of silver, talk to me.
Being a teenager, not as fun as it once, as it seems. Oh, getting funky. Those ahs, even that feels very Eno-esque. They're overriding. Oh. That sounds beautiful. Oh my god. This feels like a gentle embrace. Oh. Wow, that was beautiful. It's like basking in a glow. Reminds me of Hotline Miami as well, this part. Oh my god. It certainly likes to stretch out in every direction with its sound here. I love how everything is cycling around us here. Oh, there's that ah again, creeping in. Drowning everything out. Those ahs are ascending. Gorgeous. Heavenly. This one's definitely the most bizarre track so far. It's very scattered in its sound. Throws a lot at you. But those gentle, beautiful, angelic ahs. It's like they reel you back in. Just some nice strings to close it out. Let's go into the final track here, entitled New York, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down.
New York, I love you,
Oh,
but you're bringing me down.
Murphy here getting right in our ears, nice and close.
New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down.
Maybe those long, drug-fueled nights. This is the come down, perhaps.
Go rat in a cage. New York, you're safer, and you're wasting my time.
I like this one. This one's much more stripped back,
Our
less
records all
dancey.
show you were filthy but fine,
Some nice emotion coming through. Vulnerability.
but they shuttered your store that you hear through your wall. New York, I love you, but you're freaking me out.
That propaganda, the shine of New York, the appeal, you know, it's all fading away. And the rawness, the negatives, the bleakness of the city's coming through.
New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down. Start, but you're still the one pool where I'd happily drown.
Intoxicated maybe by the nightlife.
And oh, take me off your mailing list for kids who think
It's like a breakup track with the city itself.
Yes, for those who think it's still maybe alright. Maybe I'm wrong and just maybe alright. And
Oh,
maybe mother told you true. And there'll always be somebody there for you.
who is a drummer?
But maybe she's wrong. And maybe I'm right and just maybe she's wrong. Maybe she's wrong. And maybe I'm right and if so.
Patrick Mahoney. Shout out Patrick Mahoney. Incredible drum work here. This is a insane outro. Oh, that was a mammoth. Intoxicating. What an incredible track. Oh my god, it's still going. Just when you think you're out, it reels you back in. And that does it for Sound of Silver from LCD Soundsystem. Incredible final track. Feels like a massive finale Feels like it captures a lot of the ideas of the record, the disowning perhaps of the culture of New York, the party life that he lives throughout this album. Speaking pretty heavily throughout this album on drug use, on party culture, on late nights, on irresponsibility, perhaps even in throwing away opportunities and jobs in favor of just having a great time in your 20s. And in that final track, there's this sense of melancholy, a sense of sadness, as he faces the realization, the acceptance that perhaps all this partying, all this good time is not as great as it would seem, because he does have to deal with the consequences, unfortunately. But a great album, an incredible album, very powerful. Really nothing super negative to say. Super dancey, super punky. Honestly, a great dance punk record that feels influenced by the Berlin era, especially of Bowie, of the Brian Eno of the 70s. Definitely influenced by, I would say, Gang of Four as well, with their dance punk flair feeling pretty evident throughout this LP. But again, this record does make its own identity by feeling very futuristic, with just such a prominent focus on incredibly danceable synth work that feels powerful. Whereas James Murphy's voice is often very stripped back, very kind of melancholic, nonchalant in his delivery, which I think makes a great mirroring for the upbeat, danceable energy of the rest of the tracks. Beautiful record, front to back. Thought it was great. Someone Great was a really great one too. A nice touching tribute about loss and acceptance. North American Scum, some of that classic satire in their lyrics coming through strong. All My Friends, a party track about having a good time, it would seem, with your fellow friends. Really just a great, incredibly enveloping LP. And super danceable. Great grooves throughout, really. But that does it for this video. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to follow along in listening to more dance albums for Dance December. The next album we are going to cover, before we get closer to the end of the month, we only have a couple more videos to go, but the next one we're going to do is going to be Beyonce's Renaissance. A pretty massive LP, and one that I feel like has been a huge revival in part of that trilogy. So let's get it on with Renaissance next video. And before we click off, another last reminder. Again, I'm probably going to put this at the end of every video, but I just want to say, check the description down below if you are interested and are able to help out. Maybe donate a few bucks to help out my sister-in-law. It'd be greatly appreciated. She's currently battling breast cancer, stage 3, and any donations would be greatly appreciated. But of course, don't feel obligated. It would just be a lot of help. But as always, my name is Randy Joe. I appreciate you watching, and I'm signing off.